You're sitting on your couch on a Tuesday night, scrolling through your phone, and you see it. A pop-up for a premium app. Maybe it's a fitness tracker, a meal planner, or a high-end streaming service. It offers a 7-day free trial. You think, hey, I'll just try it for a week, see if I like it, and cancel if I don't. You tap the button, authenticate with Face ID, and start your trial. And just like that, you've stepped into the machine. You're not just a user anymore. You're a lead in a funnel designed to monetize your forgetfulness. Companies know exactly what they're doing when they put that Start Free Trial button in front of you. They aren't betting on you loving their product. They're betting on the fact that you, like millions of other people, are going to get busy, get distracted, and let that trial period roll over into a paid subscription without even realizing it. This isn't an accident. It's an engineered trap called the free trial trap, and it's one of the most effective ways the modern economy siphons money out of your bank account while you're busy living your life. The reason you fall for this isn't because you're disorganized or bad with money. It's because your brain is being hacked by three very specific, very ancient behavioral instincts that these apps leverage to keep you paying. The first is loss aversion. Behavioral economists like Daniel Kahneman have spent decades proving that the pain of losing something is twice as powerful as the joy of gaining it. Once you hit that Start Trial button, your brain subconsciously labels that service as yours. You've already integrated the app into your phone's home screen and populated it with your data. When that 7th day hits and the company threatens to cut off your access, you don't feel like you're losing a freebie, you feel like you're losing a possession. That psychological discomfort is exactly what the app developers are banking on to push you into paying that first monthly fee. They know that if they can just get you to the point where the trial is about to expire, the friction of losing the service will outweigh the $15 or $20 it costs to keep it running for another month. But it gets deeper than just the fear of losing access. There's something called the endowment effect. This is the phenomenon where we assign a higher value to things simply because we own them or have invested effort in them. Think about the last time you downloaded a meal planning app. You spent 10 minutes inputting your dietary preferences, your weight, and your goals. By the time you're done, that app isn't just a random piece of code anymore. It's your plan. Because you've put effort into the setup, you're now emotionally tethered to it. You start telling yourself, well, I already put in all that work. It'd be a shame to cancel it now and have to do it all over again if I decide I actually want it later. You've essentially created a sunk cost in your own time, which makes you significantly more likely to let the subscription renew just to avoid the hassle of starting over. But it gets deeper than just the fear of losing access. There's something called the cognitive ease, or the default bias. Your brain is wired to conserve energy at all costs. It hates friction. When the trial ends, the path of least resistance is to do nothing. Doing nothing requires zero energy. It's the default state. To stop the payment, you have to go through the active, high-friction process of finding the subscription settings, navigating the convoluted Manage Your Account menus, and clicking through 3 different Are You Sure screens designed to guilt-trip you into staying. Your brain looks at that process and decides that just letting the $15 charge hit your account is the cheaper option, not in terms of money, but in terms of mental bandwidth. It's a classic trap. You're not being lazy, you're being human, and these apps are built to exploit that specific biological tendency to avoid effort. You might think you're smart enough to remember to cancel. You tell yourself, I'll just set a reminder in my calendar for 6 days from now. But let's be real, How many times have you set a reminder, seen it pop up when you're in the middle of a meeting or driving to work, swiped it away, and forgotten about it entirely? The apps know this. They aren't worried about your calendar. They rely on the fact that your life is unpredictable and that you'll have 1,000 other things on your mind on day 6. This is what people call death by 1,000 cuts. Maybe one app costs $7 a month and you don't notice it, but you don't have one app, you have 10. That's $70 a month or $840 a year disappearing for things you probably haven't opened in 3 months. That's a car payment or a decent chunk of a vacation just evaporating into the ether because of a free trial you forgot you started back in January. People often say, well, I'd rather just keep it because what if I need it later? Or it's only a few dollars. That's exactly what the company wants you to think. They've turned your lack of attention into a reliable revenue stream. They're essentially betting on your forgetfulness as a business model. If you're waiting until the end of the trial to decide whether or not to keep a service, you've already lost. You've already given them the advantage of your momentum, your fear of loss, and your natural tendency to inertia. So how do you actually break the cycle? You stop playing their game by their rules. The first rule is the most important. Treat every free trial as a purchase you are making today. If you wouldn't be willing to pay the full price for that service right now, at this exact second, don't even bother with the free trial. If you don't love the value proposition enough to commit your money, the trial is just a trap waiting to snap shut. If you do decide the trial is worth it, there is only one way to handle it. Sign up and then immediately go into your settings and cancel the subscription. Do not wait for the trial to end. Do not wait for a calendar reminder. Go to the App Store or the service settings and cancel it before you even close the app for the first time. Most modern platforms will let you keep access for the remainder of the trial period. By canceling immediately, you remove the automatic part of the auto-renewal. You keep your access, but you kill the trap before it can even catch you. If you really want to be bulletproof, you take it a step further. You use a virtual card. Services like privacy.com allow you to generate a unique debit card number for every single merchant. You can set the limit on that card to $0. If you sign up for a trial with a $0 card, the transaction will simply fail if they try to charge you when the trial expires. It's the ultimate fail-safe. If the company is legitimate, they'll send you an email saying your payment failed and ask you to update your information. Then and only then you can make a conscious decision if you actually want to pay for the service. You move from a state of being accidentally charged to a state of actively choosing to buy. That shift is everything. You should make this part of your routine. Set a quarterly audit. Once every 3 months, on the first of the month, go through your phone's subscription list. If you haven't opened an app in 2 weeks, cut it. It's not about being cheap, it's about being intentional. Your money is a finite resource, and every dollar that leaks out into a forgotten subscription is a dollar that's not working for you elsewhere. This week, I want you to go into your phone settings. If you're on an iPhone, go to your Apple ID and look at your subscriptions tab and count how many you have that you haven't used in the last 30 days. Be honest with yourself. How many of those are you still paying for simply because you didn't want to go through the trouble of canceling? That's not a subscription. That's a tax on your attention. Why are you still paying that tax?